Well, good evening on the 19th. No, it's not. It's the 13th of, I've got 19 in the brain. It's the 13th of January 23. And I'm just having a look back to the 9th day of April 2022. It was a Saturday. And another day I wasn't with Up and Down when I should have been. But I've arrived in South Loch Tay on the low road. And this is the view that meets me. And that's Ben Moor over by Crieff and Stubinian. So these are the part of the Crieff mountain ranges, and these are very high Munros, of course. Munro's been over 3,000 feet, and they're almost 4,000 feet. The gentle waters of the Loch Tay, if you keep going that way, you'll reach Chillean. Kenmore's back this way, and round to Ardtalnaig. But we are stopping here at Ardtalnaig, sorry, and so I'm just parking up. It's a very nice spring day. Being the month of April, it's quite fresh and quite bonny. But the trees, as you can see, are not quite in bloom. It's still quite cold for the time of year, but the daffodils, as you can see along there, are out. So we come into Ardtalnaig. I need to put in an extra picture there, actually. Bear with me. So we need to put that into the scene. Let's return here and play that forward. So this is the, I believe it's the old post office I'm viewing. I think that's the old post office. I may stand to be corrected, but I think it is. It looks like a vacant house. And this is the entrance to the public footpath. Public ut at to Lin. Well, that translates to public footpath to Gleann, and that's exactly where we are heading up, skirting that way. I've walked it before several times. The Newton Brig is 16 miles from here. It's a fair old distance, and I've walked it from Chillean to Crieff via the Newton Brig and Small Glen. It's certainly a long haul, and I've also done the one over to Invergeldy, or Invergeldy as it's pronounced, and into Glenn. The time I'd done that was from Ardtalnaig, just a few miles along to the west, and that was done. I left at Ardtalnaig Hotel at 5:15 with a ice cold cola down there, and headed up into the moors, and it's a very bleak pass, but over to, well, crossed over very boggy ground into the south of Loch Leadnock, and then head for Invergeldy and Glen Leadnock. 4 hours was pretty good, I thought, all the way to Comrie, because I had to catch a bus, so I ran the last mile with my heavy boots and rucksack swaying about. It was I made the bus, but it was a tense moment. I didn't fancy the next 9 miles after that, you see. But what I'm going to say was I was doing some high tops, and I'll load them as well. And to my amazement, I was walking across patchy snow and stuff, but I kept on meeting these wooden slabs, like they were slatted on the moorland, and I couldn't really actually work out what they were. And it wasn't until the penny dropped, realising this area is covered with old mines, that they're actually mine shafts at the very tops of the mountains. They used to mine tin and lead, also copper and zinc, and I believe sulphur as well. The main one they were looking for, of course, was gold. And I've said before about the Grampians talks about the mountains just not far from my home, where I'm sure there's gold deposits just below a certain secret spot that only, well, I think I was going to tell up and down, but she told me to get lost before I could give her the location. So, hard cheese, as they say. And anyway, the film by Monty Python, The Holy Grail, just a short distance actually away from where I am, is the Tomadashan mine, and that's a place where they've also opened up the ground. It's a natural opening, and they've gone in there to try and retrieve precious metals and stuff. I think Michael Palin and Terry Gilliam were frequent visitors. Well, not frequent, but they visited this cave and mine shaft on their own. The whole area is very well. I find it, the atmosphere round about here, both peaceful and a sense of dread. It's some of the things by the Lady of Lors that she predicted have come true. These are all the lands of the Bedalbans and Campbells of Bedalban, and of course the Bedalbans are no longer, the estate is no longer, you see. But, there we go. So I'm going to just put this footage together and let you have a little gaze at things. Look at this old house. I need to try and find the name of this new steading. It could be a summer shield. It's an old building, and that's definitely, I think that's one of the oldest buildings I've ever seen. Still standing, It's difficult to say how old that house is, but I would put that definitely, 1820s maybe? Well, there's brick there, so that could be later, unless that's been a repair job. It's really difficult to say. What a wonderful place to look where you are. Look what you're looking at over the other side. There's mind you, if the wind was coming from the northwest like it is today, with a January day, a very cold place. I'm just in a recce. There's another steading away over there, a house away over there. We should get a face on of before nightfall. But I have to say, this is quite a grand little place. It looks very damp though. It's an animal shelter obviously, but definitely quite damp and wet. There's a front door. Somebody says these are old houses, Andrew. They most certainly are. What have we got inside? Just a store, is it? There was no floorboards in these days. It was just literally sleeping with the animals on the earth floor. That's a boring old house. Whoever lived in here, God bless them, eh? They must have had a heck of a hard life. We probably had an enjoyable life too. I'll try and find the name of this house. There's more over the back there. See, these were all, this is the lands of Bedalban. They were all cleared for sheep. And most of them ended up over the other side at Crieff for a short period before they dispersed as well. But it's an amazing place. This is Gleann over there, and Loch Tay, as you saw with the photographs of the Lors range sitting above on the north side. So that's where we are today. And what date is it? 8th of April 2022. Could be the 9th actually. I don't know. Lost track. Okay, I'm still on the night of the 13th of January 23, and you know I've always talked about Mercury retrograde giving all sorts of problems with technology and communications and that sort of stuff. The list is endless, actually. Well, Bing Maps are have decided that they're not wanting to work properly, so I can't really show you. This is not just a problem for my computer. I've checked it. It's a widespread problem with the Ordnance and Survey maps on Bing Maps for some reason for the last couple of nights. So whether that's an issue for Microsoft to work out, I don't know, but it's a bit of a nuisance actually. Can't go without my maps, and so hopefully they put a fix in place for this. The other thing is, anyway, we'll keep to the story. This little property Tulloch glass, I'll come to that in a second. But as for now, what I'll do is I'll use the Bing Maps aerial view. So we're down here at the starting point down in Ardtalnaig, and we make our way up the track. It's a long way up. This is a private residence. You can see the path normally went through there, but well, that's the house, but you made sure you diverted round, and we'll continue this way up to Tulloch Glacier. That's it in there. So let's see if we can bring it up. Tulloch Glass. And where we're going is all the way along here. Basically this goes all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. And I literally went all the way. This route here will continue, and you will branch up here to go to, this is into Gleann now. Sorry, this will take you to Cormorant Way, and this will take you into Gleann. So simply, this is along to, there's Ardtalnaig here. So that's Ardtalnaig, and that's going up into Glenlochan. So you're going through Glenlochan. This is Mil Furan that I talk about a lot, so that's the top of there. But this is going into, all the way into Glenquake. So coming back again, Ardtalnaig, right along by Gleann. There's your route, which you'll take on your way up to, because Benhons is there. This will take you into Innergeldie and down into Innergeldie and down Glenlednock. Am I muttering? Probably. But where we were on my day out on the 8th of April is I walked this huge distance and then double back, climb up here. The name of it is Ceased. I can't pronounce that one. Ceased Academy. I don't know what the pronunciation of that is at all, but we came round this way anyway, and made our way back down and back down to the car. So it's a good walk. But for us, it doesn't look so good on the aerial view. Let's see if it looks any. No, there's nothing better there. So hopefully that's just a short-lived problem because of the Mercury retrograde. Down there's a watershed, and down there is the start of, well, the early stages of the River Almond, which flows from up here all the way down to near Perth. Almond Bank, it joins the Tay, just past Almond Bank. So that's been Hundsey out in front of us. A bit cloudy over to Strathern. A bit brighter over this way. That's the Glenlyon Mountains at the back. I can't give you the name of this hill because I've maps in the rucksack. I can't remember the name of it. I've never been on it, but I've come for a record today to see just what's required to do these ones. It's what's required to do these ones. So they're long, very steep, long way up, and I don't know how far it is to the summit, but certainly it's quite cold, but it's April, and as it's been April, the sun is pleasantly warm when it shines upon you, and so it's a nice balance, good walking weather. So what we're doing, there's a track here that I'm on, and it's taking me through to the Lawers Range. I don't know the name of this glen, but it's certainly a new road, and it's convenient for me. It says go back the same way. I love the old loop I've been doing today. Very cold wind though. I can feel my sinuses getting frozen up here. So I'll put this camera away for the now. I'm just following the track down now. You see there's part of the Lawers Range over there, but I'm heading down towards Ardtalnaig. There's another pathway, a purposely constructed path. I don't know what for, but it's over that side. I'm sure they're going to join up down here. Let's hope so. Now, hopefully I don't have to go down here and then all the way back up, but I've got a feeling that's exactly what's going to happen. So it's getting on. I've got enough daylight if that happens, but just got to be careful, because a lot of these tracks, they're not, some of them are, but not all of them are on the maps that I have. A lot of these roads are just occurred in the last 10 years sort of thing, you know. I'm thinking to myself though, there's a lot of stuff about prehistoric, the name prehistoric. The very name worries me. And then I'm starting to think it's so convenient to mention Stone Age and Iron Age. You know, the timelines of man's existence, and I think it's a bit of an insult to say that people like cavemen and only spoke in mumbles, and it's just ludicrous. They had to be able to live. They had to be able to eat, and I don't know. There's something not right about it all. I just finding that somehow after the it's something about the late 18th century. I think there's something that they've not told us. Somewhere between the 1750s and the 1780s maybe, I don't know. Why did they suddenly, everybody started wearing tailored clothing? Why did the houses where people were living in, well, things pulled together from the countryside, but then they started to be able to erect beautiful big mansions with glass windows and lighting, and everything's just so. I don't think the inventions came along like when they told us that they have. I'm just big sailing ships. One day nobody could sail anywhere, and then next time they've got these big, massive sails on the boats, beautifully constructed from wood. Where did the knowledge come from? What's the catalyst to go from a carved out log to one of these great big sailing ships? I just think it's. I think we've been conned. I think the life of the earth that we're on is really just pretty new. I think it's. I don't think it's millions of years old at all. I think it's fairly new. Well, if it is millions of years old, I think we've been here for quite a long part of it, and for some reason they've decided not to tell us about the prehistoric times. I don't know. There's something not right. I find it anyway. I think there's a lot.